Hello, I was wanting to show you in the mySewnet crafting software how I make a little bag that has a drawstring. So you need to make so I'm going to put it on the 12 by 12 mat. I decided to change my mind. We want to do it in a smaller mat. So we can make that a 12 by 12 mat to start out with. So these are 1/4 inch markings. So we want to make a little 4 by 5 little gift bag, and we need to make a drawstring. So we need to turn over, say, a little 1/4 inch hem at the top. So we need to turn in a little 1/4 inch seam allowance here, so that it doesn't go into our 1/4 inch seam on the bag. So we need to turn in a 1/4 inch here, so we need to fold in a 1/4 inch at the top of our bag. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in a little, we want a rectangle, but we have a square here. So we're going to bring in a square, and uh, so how are you going to get a square? Because actually we cannot, if we want to make it a 4.5 inch by 5.5 inch square, a rectangle, if we make this 4.5, we can't make this end size 5.5. Uncheck this lock proportions here. So now we can make this 4.5 by 5.5. Now, if you want to make it 5.5 this way, that's fine. Or you could change this 5.5 up here and it would go well, let's see. So if we make it 5.5 up here, and because I have this set at inches to make it easier, so then it's 4.5 down here. But I'm going to make it 4.5 this way and 5.5 this way, just to make it easier for my slow lane brain here. All right, so now I find it hard to see my grid lines, so I can't see my grid lines through my fabric. So I find it easier to change this to a pen line temporarily, so I can see where my grid lines are. So I can make it a pen line or a score line, whatever is easier, but that way I can just see, I can have this exactly on the line, and I can see exactly through this. Because if I have the fabric, then we can't see through it. And what we need to do is we need to add a little 1/4 inch cut right here, and it's easier to place it if we can see through the fabric. Does that make sense? To me it does, to you it may not. So we need a vertical line because that's going up and down. Horizontal, if you recall, would be going back and forth. So we need two vertical lines, and the vertical lines need to be 1/4 inch, 0.25. I'm going to zoom to, no I'm not. I'm going to zoom to this, and then now I can click over on my and we want to place this right here. We want to place the edge of the, oh, nope, 0.25. I'm always moving the dang thing. No, 0.25. All right. And we just want to move it up a little bit, right on the line. So see how that's right? Of course I moved the square up. So see how now that's right? How see we can see this is right on the edge, perfectly right on the edge. So now I can copy this. I can duplicate that. And now I'm going to move this up to the top. And I am going to flip this over. Flip up and down so the square is at the top, because it's easier to know where the end of it is. So the end is just about right in the middle of that square. So now it's right on the line, and see how it's just, let's see if we click off of it. So those are right on there. So if we go to our film strip here at the bottom, and we can, if we hit the shift button, control button, we can collect all of them. And right clicking, we can group them and turn them back to a cut. Alright, so now it's all grouped together. And now we can go to the duplicate and multiply. We have to select the object and we can multiply it. And if we move it up to the corner, multiply, make our spacing less. So, and then you cut it, and you can actually make it with 0 spacing, because you don't really need spacing between them. And then it's just going to cut those all out and have your little cuts in there, and it's just going to be perfect. So you're just going to be able to fold this little top over, stitch that down, and then sew this around and be able to make your casing, and it'll be you're all done. So that's how you can add little cuts and things to make it easier. Change it to a pen and then change it back to a cut. Alright, well, thank you for watching.